While other states are on the fast track to reopening, Washington is taking a much slower approach, and these folks in Olympia want Governor Inslee to know they want to reopen the state.
Gorgeous weather today. Mother's Day looks just as nice, but we do have some rain showers in the forecast. I'll break it down.
Homeschooling duties and parental duties, and, kind of put aside her life.
We're all adapting to a new normal. A Spokane grandmother is stepping up in a big way to help support those on the front lines. People who are tired of the governor's stay home, stay healthy order openly defied it right in front of the state capitol today. Good evening, I'm Tim Pham. Thanks so much for staying up late with us tonight. Protesters say they're not worried about getting in trouble or getting sick. Drew Mickelson has more.
The State Patrol says at its peak, today's rally got to about 1,500 people, about half the size of a similar rally here last month. But these folks are just as passionate about ending the stay-at-home order and getting back to work.
Had to go for the full-on anarchy mohawk.
Lena Moore is not afraid to defy Governor Jay Inslee's order.
So we cut hair outside on the back porches. So we're in the air together, not confined.
She's giving haircuts on the lawn of the state capitol.
We know how to control our environment to the best you can with a bug.
We cannot allow one virus to destroy this Constitution.
This unpermitted rally had more people with guns than with face masks, and not much social distancing either.
I was given $2,000 to pay 3 months' rent. I don't think so. This is my country. This is my government. They work for me.
Events like this are not allowed under the stay-at-home order.
We just need to reopen our businesses and our churches and our organizations, and to hell with what they want.
I've lost about 40% of my business this year. This is the only day I've sold anything.
Jim Antrim, who hasn't been able to sell corn dogs under the order, waited long enough.
Let them bring them here and shut me down. I don't care.
Inslee needs to open things up. Can't be afraid of a virus.
Lena suggests others return to work, follow her lead, instead of waiting on elected leaders.
Who are they to give us permission to feed our children? Who are they? They don't control us.
A number of the governor's restrictions have been lifted and more are expected to be loosened up in early June. But some of the folks here today tell us that'll be too late for them. In Olympia, Drew Mickelson, KREM 2 News.
Kittitas County health officials are investigating a potential coronavirus outbreak at Twin City Foods, which is a frozen vegetable processing plant where one person tested positive for the coronavirus. The county incident management team is in the process of testing all employees. The team collected 158 samples on Friday through a drive-through system. Twin City Foods remains closed while the company deep cleans the facility. Kittitas County said it has 16 total coronavirus cases to date, 15 of whom have recovered. The 16th is a Twin City Foods employee who is in stable condition. New at 11 tonight, the FDA is granting emergency authorization for the first coronavirus antigen test. And here's how it works. The test looks for protein fragments associated with the coronavirus. Samples are collected with a nose swab. The FDA says it can produce a result in minutes. The agency also noted that the new test is cheaper and easier to use and could potentially scale to test millions of Americans per day. There is one shortfall, though, which is that the antigen test is less reliable and that negative results may need to be confirmed with a more sensitive test before advising patients on further steps to take. Well, earlier this week, Governor Jay Inslee said state officials are reviewing the possibility of antibody testing to measure the spread of the coronavirus. State officials have been talking with manufacturer Abbott Laboratories about the potential of large-scale surveillance antibody testing in Washington state. Inslee views the testing as a tool that can be used to measure the presence of the disease in the state. The governor did say, however, that antibody testing would not be used to clear those who have tested positive to return to work. Researchers at the University of Texas Austin, the National Institutes of Health, and Belgium's Ghent University say antibodies found in llamas have the potential to fight the virus. Leading scientists involved in the research are saying the antibodies could be used to help frontline workers who are at the highest risk to fight the virus.
Hopefully this could either be given to people before they have an infection, like healthcare workers, people we know are going to be exposed to it, or if people were infected and we knew they were infected, potentially this could be administered after that.
He also noted that this would work faster than a vaccine because the treatment would be immediate while vaccines take time to provide protection. All right, switching gears now to the forecast. If you enjoy the weather today, Mother's Day is looking great too. It might be a little windy though. Meteorologist Michelle Boss is working from home tonight. Michelle, happy early Mother's Day.
Thank you. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit on the breezy side tomorrow, so may not be today the day to spend a lot of time on the hairdo, at least for the moms, especially with those longer hair, kind of a ponytail type of day. Let's go straight to the Mother's Day forecast though, because temperature-wise and for sunshine, we're looking at great. Looks like mostly sunny skies, 72 degrees. It's going to be a little bit breezy, especially across North Idaho from Sandpoint down into Coeur d'Alene. They'll likely see those higher gusts as high as 35 miles per hour. But here's the Mother's Day day planner, kind of breaking it down for you. Mild overnight, should be 50 degrees early in the morning, 6 a.m. and then warming up to the middle 60s by noon. We should be near 70 degrees by late in the afternoon. You can see those sustained winds, a little bit breezy throughout the entire day. Winds out of the east-northeast, 15 to 25 miles per hour. It's still pretty mild out there, 61 in Spokane and 50s and 60s elsewhere across the region. Winds not too bad right now, still have a little bit of a breeze. That'll, of course, keep our overnight temperatures on the mild side. We should stay in the upper 40s overnight, looking at highs tomorrow above average once again. We've got just a few clouds moving in overnight. Those should clear out tomorrow afternoon with high temperatures in the lower 70s tomorrow. We should be near 70 on Monday, still a little bit breezy, and then some changes coming on Tuesday. Showers on the way as early as Tuesday morning. That's going to keep our high temperatures on the cool side in the upper 50s. Tim?
All right, Michelle, thank you. Well, through the uncertainty of this outbreak, schools have been closed, and finding childcare as an essential worker can be a tedious process. KREM 2's Brandon Jones tells us how one family is managing to get through it all.
It just made sense. And I have a big house and I was all by myself, and so now we've made it through 5 weeks.
We decided that it was time to send him over to grandma's for the time being, until we know how the COVID thing's gonna hit us.
Sarah Berthoud and her husband are both full-time nurses working on the front lines of the COVID crisis. Their 6-year-old son Micah is in kindergarten.
He works really hard and he tries and he gets frustrated, I get frustrated, but it's part of it. And then we make up and away we go again.
While his parents are exposed in the hospital, he's living with his grandmother, Kathy Eden. It was easier to make this temporary switch instead of worrying about bringing something home that could harm their child or even Kathy while she watched him when they were at work.
It's absolutely amazing. I don't know what we would have done without her.
Without my children, I would be lost since my husband died in October. You know, they have just sustained me and my grandkids too.
It's been a blessing for both sides. When her husband of 51 years passed away last year, it was the first time she was in the home by herself. Having the company of Micah has helped keep her busy. They've made homemade pumpkin pies, built forts together, and they've even had a parade.
His birthday got celebrated in style, you know, with a parade. How many can say they've had a parade on their birthday? I don't know.
So while they're navigating through this new normal, it's been love that's kept them together, and it truly takes a village to raise a child.
The fact that she was willing and able to step up and take on this big task to help us out has been just the most amazing thing. She's got a heart of gold that, you know, can never be replaced.
From Spokane, Brandon Jones, KREM 2 News.
All right, well, we've all been missing sports for a while since the coronavirus pandemic began, and today UFC 249 was held in Jacksonville, Florida. Although it looked a little bit different this year, no fans were present, but media members and others involved in the event wore masks and tables were spaced apart to observe social distancing. Just yesterday, Ronaldo Jacar Souza tested positive for the coronavirus. Florida athletic officials say the event was clear to proceed because the system in place worked to identify and isolate Souza's positive case. Well, still ahead, counties across the state started to reopen this week, but some smaller counties are pushing to reopen and aren't getting the go-ahead they expected. Before we go to break, though, we do want to give a big shout out to all of the seniors out there tonight. We want to give a big shout out to Mandy Bennett. She's a senior at Deer Park High School. Congratulations to her and the class of 2020. Keep sending in your senior photos. We love giving these shout outs. Text 2020 to 509-448-2000 and we'll send you a link to the submission form.
KREM